failures were wonderful opponents to display my strength. I will be sure to honor their deaths. Today, we're finally doing torsos. So, for warm-ups, I'm going to be doing boxes because that is what's going to represent the torso, most likely. And I was actually gonna just do the torso without the arms, but I might just do the arms and see how that goes, because it's not sitting right with me just drawing the middle part of their body without the arms. I don't know. If I'm gonna practice it, I'm kind of just want to practice it all together. So that's what we'll be doing. Have some reference in front of me that I'm going to use today. I could use the head too. I'll probably draw on the head, but it's going to be something pretty basic. I've actually never, maybe once I have, but I've never really drawn the torso by itself, because I've always drawn just the full body. So we'll see how these come out. I'm sure the proportion's gonna be off, it's gonna look crazy, but that's obviously how first day is, learning a new thing. And I've got some time today, so we'll aim for a good amount of studies. Yeah, I don't even know how to warm these warm-ups. Kind of iffy. Like I said yesterday, I'm not a warm-up type of person. I normally just get into it. But I think it's good to have this like little calm time before I get straight into the drawing, so that I have a time to talk about something without thinking about what I'm drawing. So I've drawn a few boxes. So I'll probably just get to the drawing now, because I don't feel like waiting any longer. Okay, let's get into the studies. I'm gonna do the first one. It's gonna be a basic front view. So maybe I'll just start with a basic shape and then, work in the actual muscle after. I kind of want to learn all the muscles and the names. Well, I have to learn the muscles obviously, but I want to learn the names just to know them. Almost sound like a doctor, That'd just be kind of cool. So I have the torso right here, the shoulder, then the bicep goes from the shoulder right here down to the middle, about the middle of this, and it goes outward a little bit, so it's like this, and then the arm obviously goes like way past down to the thigh and comes back in. Kind of gapped it a bit, but yeah. So doing the same thing on this side. Same exact thing. Line here. And then back down to here. So this would be the torso and the arms. And then also this would be the traps. It kind of just goes into a triangle almost, but you don't see the triangle because the neck right here would be here up to the head. Obviously the head would be right there, but that's irrelevant. That's not the focus of this. So kind of just drew in a random shaped head. The neck. So this would be like the foundation of what I'm drawing. And so cut off here, because this would be the abs kind of like go from, so if we have the chest here, let's start with the chest then. If we have the chest here, it goes down and obviously splits into two. Connects to the shoulder right here, kind of like this. So I'll do the same for the other side. So I see that connects like that. And then it also parts here and goes into this part. I know this part is the clavicle. So like these right here, well, they would be going into the shoulder more so. So that's like that part right there. But then the nipples, just placement. Then what I was gonna say is the abs right here. They start down here. They go down. I see there's this ab on the reference. See this ab. It's kind of just this L shape if you simplify it. But it kind of goes in like this ovalish shape. So like in general, I probably could just like do an oval and then work these in to L's. L, L, L. And that's where I cut this off. But they actually go farther down because this part, which you can't see, there's even more abs here. I just know that as general knowledge. Like there's abs here as well. It's the lower ab. Forgot what this is called, but this is the upper ab, lower ab. This would be part. So it kind of actually goes down here, the abs. Because this is where the hip bone is. But this starts the leg right here. So that's why I'm not gonna worry about this part. So that's that whole part. Let's start this was the traps here. Which is not much from this angle. You could see more from the back view. But it's not much from this angle, it's just kind of a hill. So the next part would be the shoulder. Now this is very different from this circle I see that I put. But I thought this would best represent it because it has this curve right here. But the shoulder's kind of like a boxed curve. And I see, since I picked the muscular reference, I can see like this separation here connects to this line. And then it kind of goes down into the bicep. And then obviously it goes here. So there's this rhythm from the outer part into the bicep here. Then this bicep part starts back tucked in here. Kind of, oh, his arms are down, so it's kind of tucked in here. And it goes out here. I can see this muscle is right here. The shadow is showing. And this is the tricep here, this little bump. So that would be that part. And then out to the forearm. Forearm bumps here and just tapers down. Same thing on this side. Tapers down into the hand. So that would be it for the arm, and that looks pretty good. Actually looks like an arm. So that's that part. So we would just do the same with this side. So I did the boxed out shoulder. And then what is it? So this is why repetition is good, because I already forgot what the heck I did. Oh yeah, this line here comes down into the bicep, and this line meets it. Then this is tucked in here. It's actually, this one starts down here. Yeah, this line. So this is the tricep, bicep, forearm, and the forearm again. These look kind of different because the shadow in the reference is a bit different. So those are the two arms. And then this is still a boxy shape, but it doesn't look, the human body's not like that. There's this part here, which I believe is the lats, that's like kind of peeking from the back. And it goes inward. And then it's not straight, but it's like kind of bumpy from the abs, from these abs here. What's it called? Obliques. The obliques kind of make it slight bumpy. You see? And then, yeah, it just works down towards this, the hip bone. So if you do that here, consider the trap. A bump for the oblique, another bump. So it's kind of like a small bump in this middle part, and then bumps out a bit more, bulges a bit more here into the hip bone. And that right there is the torso. That actually looks okay. I honestly thought it'd be worse than this. Oh, messed up his nipple. But yeah. Let me get this in frame. That doesn't look bad at all. I'll try to put in his neck a bit, like show his neck a bit more. And yeah, then the head would just go right there. So, only got to do this about 100 more times, but actually 1,000 more times. So now that I've done this one time, I'm gonna just repeat this over and over again. I was going to do the other side, but it's kind of a bit tricky because it's so simple. I mean, the back, for most people, the back is not going to look that complicated because it's not, if you're not muscular, it just doesn't show that much, if you know what I mean. Like if you look up a normal picture of a regular back, not like of a bodybuilder, but a normal back, most people's aren't defined that much. So, not saying that it's not necessary for me to learn, but it's gonna take a different approach than this one because like that one picture showed all of this, but if I look up a picture of a back, it doesn't really show the muscles. Even on a muscular person, some of the muscles don't really pop out. Like, so the back is kind of comprised of muscles like this. It's almost like a star shape. And then there's the lat that's like this. Something like this though. I don't know it for certain. I have to study it again. It's kind of comprised of all these muscles here. Almost looks like an eye, jeez. But yeah, there's only like a few big muscles that it's comprised of. And because they're big muscles, it kind of takes up the whole back and is not, even if it's defined or big, they're not going to show that much. So that's why I'm kind of going to go over that maybe a different time. So what I do normally is I'll do this one study. This is pretty accurate to what the picture was. So what I'll do is input my iterative drawing method, and I'll copy this one over and over again because it's already simplified from the reference. So I learn from the reference, then I repeat what I learned from the reference. So I would start with this, the basic shapes again. Try to make sure this is not too light for the camera. Oh my god, that head is crazy. Okay. Neck. Now let me make sure these are basic shapes. That triangle. And then I did like a rectangle, but like a tapered rectangle I should do. And let me see the kind of height that I used in comparison. So like this was this tall. It was like a little bit more. So I have this, and a little bit more. So maybe somewhere down here. Doesn't have to be exact. So I have that. I have the kind of triangle. Let me make this a bit. Okay. Well, that looks interesting. And then the circle, rectangle that goes about halfway, rectangle that goes halfway, and then another rectangle that goes down here. Now you can't tell me you can't draw that. That's pretty simple, especially if you're using the measurements I used. So now that we have that basic foundation, I have the traps basically, because they don't look that much different from that. Then I start with the chest, so the clavicle that goes from here to the end of the trap. Then that separation happens between the chest and goes up into the shoulder. Separation up into the shoulder. Nipple. Oh yeah, then continuing the torso, the abs. So like I said, we had that kind of oval shape. So then if we use that, can even do the line down. Then I did an L, yeah, an L, another L, and another L. Then I had those abs there. Well, it's actually, I think it's just like one more, something like that. Again, I said I have to study the actual anatomy later, but kind of just using the photo reference just to get a gist. Now let me do this before I do the arms, the actual, this part, the lats. And then there was a bump, small bump, then a bigger bump to get to the hip bone. So let me draw the hip bone actually now, since I have this one. So lat down here, kind of like to the ab, to the first ab, then small bump, and then flow into the bigger bump. Okay. Kind of put this thing too down. I didn't follow the guideline, and now he looks a bit chunkier than this one, but it's fine. So we'll have the shoulder now. Connect this one to this one. Go down to box out the shoulder a bit. And go into the bicep. And back up. Out. And down. Into the bicep. Connect up. And connect to this one. It should be like a flowier. Yeah, like this. Flow. That's how I did this one. So it's like a flow. Outward. In. See, as I keep doing this, I figure out little ways to make it better and easier every time. That's how I increase my speed with drawing certain things. So this lat was here, and then the bicep, yeah, bicep here, so bump there, and a tricep bump right here, and then the forearm. Oh, let me do this part too. So bicep. Oh, and I had to cut back in the bicep, so it showed off the bicep separation. Yeah, so that's the bicep, the tricep. Now, the forearm bulges out a bit and tapers back in. Bulge out a bit and then taper back in. Out and in. Out and then in. So it kind of replicated somewhat what that was up there. See, I was kind of scared to do this before, but now that I've done it twice, it's like, is it really that hard? Like, it's not that hard to do. At least just from the front, standing still like that. It's really not that hard. So, yeah, we'll do this one more time. Just to see, like, get the speed up and see how much you can improve in one day. Because literally, before I started this video, I could not do this from memory. I could not. So the fact that I'm already able to do some of it now is a huge leap. So, make that face again. I'm gonna try to like not look at this while I draw this one, just to kind of test myself. So I'm gonna draw the neck, then the triangle here, then I had the rectangle that was about this length, but a little bit more, so here, and a little bit more, so something down here. Okay, then I had a triangle there. I had a circle there, halfway, somewhat, then another one down here. And when you do it like this, the shapes, you can kind of already see what's gonna mess up. Like this arm is kind of flowing nicely, but this one's like straight. Like that one I can already see is not gonna turn out well if I just draw it over that. If the foundation isn't right, it's gonna just like crumble, just like a house. So I'll mimic what I did here. This one is going like this, outward. And I am also able to recognize that because of the gesture drawings I did with all the flow, I realize what it should look like. So if I think of the flow, then it goes out like this and then comes back in a little bit. Okay, so there's the foundation, and now we just draw in. The traps is there, the clavicle is there, chest, kind of a square shape with bevel. What do you call these? Beveled? I don't even know what that thing's called. I think it's called a beveled corner, but yeah, smooth out the corner there. Trying to match this one. Okay. And so nipples. Then it was abs. So it was like well, this one seems a bit longer. I think I did this too long. I didn't feel right how long that oval was. So these are probably a bit long too. That's why it's important to use the shapes first so you don't mess up the entire drawing and then you're already finished. You've already done so much work. So that's an oval, and then I think it was some lines and then the L's, right? So the L's, it's like 3 L's. I'm probably simplifying it so much, but it'll get better once I learn the anatomy again. So that was all that. Then the traps to the first ab corner. Then it was a small bump, and then smooths into a bigger bump. So trap to the first ab, smooth curve right here, into a bigger bulge there, into the hip bone. There we go. And now the shoulder, connect. Oh yeah, it was a smoother transition, so it was like into the bicep. So connect and into the bicep. Then we can go upwards like this. Much different pathway than I did the first time. So like that, outward, and in. It's a bit curved, but it still works. So that's the shoulder right there. This would be a bit smoother into there, I believe. These traps are huge, oh my gosh. But yeah, this is the bicep here. You can already see this is a bit off from how distant that is. And then it was a separation here. Then I curve for the tricep. This rectangle's a bit off, so I'm gonna just ignore it. Forearm outward, in. Forearm outward, in. Same thing with this. Curve for the bicep. Separation into the tricep. Curve for the tricep. Then forearm outward, in. Outward, in. And there it is. Now that I look at this one compared to this one, only thing I really messed up, like really bad, was this part here, this triangle was too high up. It should be more like of a flatter triangle, like so. Maybe somebody that's super muscular might have traps like that, but for a standard person, it's not gonna be like that. So that was the only thing I think I messed up right there, like badly. Other than that, that was pretty good. I think that was pretty good. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, this would be the torso. So I just gotta keep doing this. It seems like the legs might be easy because look. Because after you do this, this goes into the groin area. You just kind of like, based off the gesture drawings at least, it'd just be like this. Something like this. And then the kneecap. And then the calf. So yeah, we're gonna get there to the full body, but that's the torso. So what I need to do now that I see, I've done this and I see what I am able to do and what I don't know. So I need to study the muscles more, so these are more accurate, and I need to know the backside too and draw the muscles more in depth. So I'm not just drawing this, I'm drawing like an actual back. So I'll either learn about those today or tomorrow, sometime this week, and I'll be able to show that. So that'll be it for today. Thank you.